Hey, would you look at that? The wannabe philosopher is back. That's right. After 3 months, I've decided to come back and continue doing whatever the hell this is. So, this is not the first time that I've taken a decent break. Checking now, it's been 13 days and 3 months since my last upload. Before that, it was 3 months again. Before that, I was semi-consistent with maybe a week every 2 weeks, or video every 2 weeks. But it has been quite a while. But in my absence, I haven't been doing nothing. I have officially written a novel, roughly 350 pages of science fiction, that I worked on for a solid year, almost exactly a year. Its name is called The Gilded Plains. Currently it is being edited, and soon, hopefully in the next month or two, published. At that point, I will put out a release or some video about it and how to get it and where to find it. But what exactly am I back for? And what else have I been thinking of? And I know there's likely a lot of questions for the maybe 23 of you that have seen any of this stuff. Well, I said I've given a lot of thought into what this channel should be and what I want it to be. That's definitely true. If I look back to first video, number 1, called While I Walk, Episode 1, Theology, Philosophy, and Me, an introduction of sorts to who I am, with 196 views. Not bad. Since then, we've died down to only 6 views. And While I Walk, Episode 4. So clearly something there isn't working out, and it's not keeping your attention, which is okay. I don't have to do those. I go on walks and I don't record. Lately the trail in town has been quite busy anyways, and I've begun to go for runs rather than walks. But more about what I want this to be. And I promise this won't take long, and I'll get into the real video very soon. I love what I do, and I love doing this, but I get no benefit currently besides for spreading what I know. And I think that's just what I want to do it for. And also, I lately found myself listening to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks rather than watching videos. And I think that's what I want to gear towards. Whether it's just a blank color that you can just turn your phone down, set it on your desk or nightstand, and just listen to me talk. Or play this in the background while you're playing a game or writing something. I think that's what I'm going to attempt to try out for a little while. Probably, if it was my guess, these first, maybe, I don't even know, 20 videos that I actually make are going to be experimental, of course. I didn't mind putting the effort in to editing them, but I want to see how this goes for now. And I've made up a little system here. So the color blue will show up on the screen and thumbnail, and that will be a more philosophical video, which is what this one will be. Red will be more of ranting and not really politics, but opinions, I guess, and not trying to search for the meaning of something like the blue videos. Green will be for storytelling, and yellow is, I don't know yet, available for comments to tell me what yellow should be. I'm going to stick with 4 categories for now. So as I mentioned, this will be a blue one, philosophical. Title will be, What is the Meaning of Meaning? Which has been itching at my brain and skull for the past half hour now, and I have gotten nowhere close to finding a solution. But let's see what I figured out. Sure, there is the quite obvious people out there that are going to say, well, meaning is subjective. Yeah, you could say that, and I could say otherwise, but that's opinion. I want to know, the word mean and the word meaning are very different things. Very different things. And all we did was add a suffix to one, because the English language is stupid, of course. But who decides, well, that thing has meaning, and well, that thing is mean. Why is it mean? Did it flip you off and you're too much of a baby to take that? Too bad. But why does that thing have meaning to a certain person? What is that thing? I don't know. Banana on the counter, perhaps. And maybe that person is an artist. And that, to them, gives that object meaning. To them, anyways. For instance, I see my microphone here in front of me. I see my laptop to its left and my second screen to its right, where I record, which is what I'm doing now. These things have meaning to me. I talk to friends on them. I do my schoolwork on them. I make these on them. And this to me is important, but important I don't think is meaningful. I don't need to do any of this. I just do it when I feel like I want to. You could say it has meaning because it gives me a relief and an outlet for whatever goes on in my head. But other things do that too. I wrote a book, for instance. Currently working on 2 books, writing them. I won't get into that now. I don't want to bore anyone. Now, if someone were to tell me, hey, your recording quality is shit, well, yeah, I know. This is a cheap, like, $20 microphone, and I'm 16 years old. I could throw a blanket over me and my laptop and black out anything else, but you're gonna hear me go with my mouth a lot. It's dry here, it's summer, and my water bottle is empty. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Do any of those things to you have meaning? Are you gonna stop listening to this because you hear me go a lot in between words? Why? You can't put up with it. Maybe I guess that's kind of fair, but still it's, I don't want to call it babyish, but I could put up with it, and I'm picky. So, to get back on track here and to switch to something that might retain any sort of audience, I recently purchased a jacket. $85 for a city jacket with 2 colors. One half is white, one half is black, with the trim being red and green. Christmassy, yay! No, not really. It's from a character of a show. But I don't know why I bought it. I don't wear it too often because I want to keep it looking nice. It doesn't really make me feel good knowing that I purchased it and I see it hanging up on my door. I don't know why I bought it. To me, it doesn't really have meaning besides for what the show meant to me. And I would be willing to bet that a lot of people have done very similar things as well. But therefore, because majority of people have done it, does that give that act purpose? Does that give that act meaning? You see people walking down the streets with $200 pair of shoes, perhaps, or a necklace that cost them half of what their car did. But why? I truly, honestly want to know why. Sorry that it got a little quiet back there. I'm still coming back after 3 months and not quite used to this again, so it'll get there eventually. I promise. Characters in a book. I've written plenty of them. I read plenty of them. I've read almost 20 books so far this year, and it's the 3rd month in. Right, so those characters have meaning, especially to the author. You write them after people you know or after yourself, and you put them in situations that you want to be in or you have been in, things you dream about, because it makes you feel good to do something with your time and make it useful in a way. Right? So those characters have meaning, just not to everybody. And I know I keep just listing off like, well, this has meaning and this might not, and some people think this does, some people think this doesn't. Well, okay, we'll get there. Just give me a second. Okay, it has been a second. And the definition of meaning is what is meant by a word, text, concept, or action, or the intended communication of something that is not directly expressed. Meaning that the definition of meaning, according to the internet, is meaning. which I know sounds dumb. You can't use the word in the definition. Yeah, whatever. Definitions are created by people to try to explain what their nonsensical sounds mean. I used it again. Meaning, whatever, who cares, right? So, if you follow that logic, let's say you have an old man talking to a young boy, trying to give him a balloon, and he says, "Here, it's free." And the young child is handed $1 from his mother, who's standing next to him. I was going to say right, it doesn't matter. The young child is handed $1 by his mother next to him. He then goes to give the $1 to the man to pay for the balloon. But the man said that the balloon was free. The main issue here, the man speaks English. The child does not. The mother does not speak the language either. And all they can think of is to pay for the balloon. How does the man express the word free without using the word? Look up and show them the definition? No, because they can't speak or read your language. Take the $1 and hand it back? No, by then they'll refuse it, and then they'll give the balloon back, or they will simply walk away. What does he do? I don't really know. It's not up to me, it's up to the man. If I was the man, I would ignore the $1 and continue to hand the balloon to the child. Once he grabs it, you refuse the money, and you just sign language thank you, or you nod your head no, or you push the $1 back towards the woman, and smile the whole time. Smiling is the most important part. And then not only that balloon, or your smile, or your actions have meaning, but everything else around you does. That mother and child might walk back there the next day on their daily walk and notice that the man with the balloons is gone, but the spot where he was isn't. And they smile because they remember the time that the child was given a free balloon, and it makes them happy. And that place now has meaning. So I would say that meaning isn't something humans assign to something. It's the object assigns it to itself, or an event isn't listed or told that it has meaning, but that it is meaningful. And no one describes that. No one can make that decision for it. It's just something we all initially know and feel, which is a little weird, seeing how we as a species have evolved to not really memorize certain things like that, like the place where the child got the free balloon, but understand the purpose of a certain place because of what happened either a day, a year, or a century ago. So, thank you all for listening to this past 13 and 14, 15, 16, whatever. Thank you all for listening to this past 13 minutes of me ranting on about just a random philosophical topic that just popped into my head a mere now 45 minutes ago. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not sure if I did. I'll hopefully get back into this more and enjoy it a lot more. Remember, blue for philosophy, red for politic, religion, whatever, and green for story, and let me know what yellow should be for. Have a good day, night, midday, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are. Have a good rest of your day. It is my time to go and enjoy mine.